Today I'm going to walk you through on how to set up your GoHighLevel account or updating your GoHighLevel account with our GoHighLevel account snapshot. This snapshot will have everything you need to get started in your virtual event journey. So, first of all, what is GoHighLevel? GoHighLevel is a CRM tool that basically will allow you to do everything for your business. It will allow you to manage your list, send emails, text, create websites called funnels, charge your customers, create checkout pages, and much more. And with this snapshot, you are going to have everything already packaged, so you can get started quicker than setting up everything from the ground up. So, first of all, I want to show you how to create a new GoHighLevel account, basically, using our snapshot. So, let's go here. When you first start working with us, you're going to receive an email with the link to the account snapshot. So this is really simple. Just grab that link and put it in your URL box right here and just hit enter. And what that is going to do is that it's going to import the snapshot to your account. So you're going to be presented with this option of saying, do you want to import this snapshot to this account? You will hit yes, import now. And that will load up that snapshot into your account. So you should be able to find it going to account snapshots and then to imported snapshots. And you will see it here. So this is called E3 Event Snapshot V1. We're going to keep updating it as time goes. So you might see a different number there, right? So first, in order to create an account, what you will want to do is go here and click on the button that says create a new account. And this will first of all ask you for your location. So you can type your business address here, or you can add the account manually, okay? So let's do that real quick. Let's wait for this to load. Okay, so let's use my name here, Diego Montilva. All right, perfect. So now that all the data is loaded up, you're just going to hit save. And then basically your account will be ready to go, okay? So now what you're going to do is that you're going to click here on switch to sub-account. Perfect. So now our sub-account is ready. So this is how you do it from the ground up. Now, I want to show you how to update your account. So in order to update your account, you will need to do the following. What you're going to need to do is that you're going to want to go back to your agency view right here. So what you're going to do is that you're going to go into sub-accounts, okay? And this will show all the sub-accounts that you have. And what we want to do here is that we want to go into the sub-account that we want to update. Click on these three dots right here. Click on Manage Client. And as you can see, this will show you the same screen that we had before when we complete the setup of our new account. But what you're going to do here is that instead of going to switch to sub-account, you're going to go to Actions and then click on Load Snapshot. Then you're going to select a snapshot. I have a lot here, but you will probably just have one, our imported E3 Event Snapshot. Just select that, hit Proceed, and this will show you all the items that you want to import to your account. Just go over all the items. You can hit the plus icon here. You will be able to see all the items that will be imported. So you can just skip them or select them by category, or you can also hit the plus sign and then just skip or select by one by one. If you already have a GoHighLevel sub-account that you are already using, you will probably be already familiarized with all the items here. So just select and skip the items that you want to keep, and just select the items that you want to keep and skip the ones that you don't want to use, right? Then afterwards, just hit proceed. That will load the snapshot into your account, and you will be ready to go. Of course, we recommend that you use everything, because we created this snapshot in order to be the best it can be to serve you for creating virtual events. Perfect. So now let's go back to your GoHighLevel sub account. Okay. Now let's go here into the sub account and let's review the items. So let's go along with this list right here. Okay. So now that we already loaded up the GoHighLevel snapshot, let's understand where everything is. So let's start with the funnels. Okay. So in order to see the funnels, you just need to go here to sites. And then you are going to be able to see the event template right here. Okay. So at first, we're just going to have one template, but as we continue improving it, we will add more templates into this snapshot. So when you see this video, you will probably see more templates than the one we have here. Okay. So it's really simple. Just go here to sites. And if you don't get here to funnels right away, just click on funnels and you will be able to see it. Okay. Let's not worry about all of these items right now, because we're not going to use them. Okay. Now, in order to edit this funnel, just click here on the name and you will be able to see all the funnel steps. Okay. So our funnel structure usually follows, is usually like this. We have a registration page, right? We call it the sales page, in which people will see your funnel, will see your offer, and they will have the option to opt in. And then after they opt in, they will have the option to purchase the ticket. So there are two ways to do it. It can either be a two-step order form, in which they put their contact details first and then pay for their ticket, or we just do a one-step order form in this page, right? And then afterwards, we move them to this page right here, the order page, in which they will complete their enrollment. Okay? So it's up to you. We just give you the tools and you decide how to implement them. All right? So as you can see, this is the full sales page. It goes all the way down. And believe me, this structure is really important. People want to see as much information as they can about the event. Now, just click on this button, and that will open the that will open the opt-in form. Then afterwards, when you click that opt-in form, if you decide to do it with this structure, with the sales page first and then the order page, it will take you here, and then you will be able to complete the enrollment. Now, after your registrants complete their enrollment into the event, they will be presented with the option to upgrade their order, if you want, of course. And we call that a VIP upsell, because we usually call that the VIP ticket, right? So basically, it's just going to be a one-click upsell page in which they will click the upgrade to VIP now, or whatever you want to call it, and that will automatically charge their credit card on file that they put in the previous step, and charge them with the VIP upgrade amount. Usually, we do the event ticket for $27 and the VIP ticket for $147, right? Then afterwards, you can keep adding as many upsells as you want or downsells, but then afterwards, they should get here into the confirmation page. All right. Now it's really important. This confirmation page will also be their access to the event, their event dashboard, as we like to call it. So at the start of the event, it's really important that it follows this structure right here, right? You congratulate them for their ticket purchase. Then a introduction video will play congratulating them on purchasing their ticket and talking about the next steps. And then those next steps should be to fill out a pre-event assessment so you can have more data about your audience, a link to the Facebook community or wherever that community is hosted, so people can have easy access to you and your team in order to ask questions and, like getting into that flow, that energy of the event. So this is really important because this will allow you to actually see like how people are, like what are they expecting about the event, like the sense of community that it's building, and so on. And it will also be a powerful promotion tool through which you will be able to nurture them for the event, send them event reminders, do Q&As, lives, and so on, right? And then afterwards, the last step that you will want to see here is to send them a calendar invite, right? Because it also helps that people saves the event date on Google Calendar or Apple Calendar or Outlook. So the day of the event, they get reminders from that service. So they get into the event room. And you will want to make this so automatically creates a calendar event in the event's time slot. And if you're able to include the link, the access link to the event, usually Zoom, but you can use whatever you want in order to give them access to the event. It doesn't matter which platform you're using to host the event, just make sure to keep the access link if you're able to. Now, let's continue to the next stage, the VIP upgrade page. So, the purpose of this page is to keep your registrants the option to upgrade to your VIP upsell or downsell, right? After they already purchased their event ticket. We usually implement a VIP event card sequence that it's sent to them after they purchase their standard ticket, in which we promote all the benefits that the VIP ticket will get them. So that's really good to re-engage those people, and usually we have a really good upgrade rate with those emails. So it's really recommended that you implement this. And it's basically the same thing as the VIP upsell page, but instead of having a one-click upsell that will charge them to their credit card on file, it's going to display a one-step order form in which they will need to put again all their contact details and their credit card, and that will charge them the amount of the upgrade. Right? So it's really simple. You may want to make sure that you make it really clear that they may want to use the same email that they used to register, so the upgrade is matched to their existing profile. All right? Now, let's go to the next stage. All right? So don't worry about these pages right here, because we're going to go over them in another video. Right now, these pages are everything you need to know in order to launch your event promotion. these pages right here, we'll have, we will come back to them when I teach you how to set up all your enrollment tech, right? So basically, these will be the pages that you will need in order to sell them the event, to sell them your offer, okay? And this one right here will be about the webinar promotion strategy that we will talk about in another video as well. Okay, so now let's go back to setting up your event and let's go into the templates. Okay, so basically the templates are referring to the automations, because in these automations, well, that's another neat thing about GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel also allows you to automate certain actions. If you are already familiar with services like Make or Zapier, you will know that it's necessary to connect different services between each other in order to perform actions, right? So for example, you send an email and then somebody opts in, you want to send that to a Google Sheet and then send you notification via Slack or via WhatsApp, all right? So basically, GoHighLevel has a solution, a in-house solution to allow you to automate a lot of this stuff. So it saves you a lot of money because you don't actually need to purchase another service in order to be able to do a lot of automations. Basically, it's the whole idea behind GoHighLevel is that you will be able to do everything inside their platform. So let's go over the workflows, right? So first of all, I think this is the essence of this GoHighLevel Snapshot, because in my opinion, this is where most of the value is, because these automation templates will save you a lot of time setting up and also figuring out how to move a lot of things around the GoHighLevel account and the other services that you may use to run your events. Okay, so let's go over them briefly, and I will go more in depth in another video explaining you how to set this up specifically for your event and your needs. All right. Now let's go first into Coach's automations. So Coach's automations, as you may already know, part of the event strategy is to use sales coaches that will have pre-event calls with your audience, and that will warm them up for the event. And also it will provide you valuable information about the strengths and weaknesses of your audience in order to tailor the offer to them, all right? So this automation will be, this automation will allow you to send reminders after they book a call with your coaches, and so they don't miss that really important pre-event call. All right. Now we have the email sequence automations. These ones are all the emails that they will get before, during, and after their event ticket registration or event ticket purchase. All right. So first of all, we have the registration AC sequence. AC stands for event card. So this automation will be triggered when people opt in for the event but don't purchase the event ticket. So if you're using the two-step order form, this will trigger when people put their contact details but do not put their credit card info and actually hit purchase. But by just putting their contact details, we will save their contact into GoHighLevel, and this will engage this automation, and we will be able to start sending emails and SMS to them in order to promote like the event back, saying like, hey name, did you miss the event? Is there anything wrong with your registration page? Here's the link. So basically just, a little bump reminding them to complete their enrollment. Then we have the BAP AC sequence, all right? And it's basically the same thing for a registration AC sequence, but this is for BAP. So this is for people who purchased the event ticket but didn't upgrade, right? Didn't take the upsell. So as I mentioned earlier, this will promote back the upgrade to them so they get more out of the event. And this will include the link to that upgrade page that I went over before. Then we have the BAP welcome email, and this is the email that they will get after they upgrade to BAP. It's just going to be a simple email with all the items that they unlock when upgrading to BAP. And then we have the welcome email for the registration. So this is the email that they will get when they purchase their event ticket. And it will include the link again to that confirmation page that they will use to access the event, as well as the event date, and also the same links as the confirmation page. So the pre-event assessment, the calendar booking, and the Facebook group as well. Also, when we start promoting the pre-event calls, we will update this automation. So it also includes that link. So new people that register after the calls start will get that link right away on this email. All right. And now, lastly, we have the bump welcome email. So the order bump, it's a optional add-on that they should be able to add to their purchase during the registration page, right? And this can be a short course, a training video, etc. For a small amount. But it's an add-on to the actual event ticket that should enrich their event experience. So this is just a simple welcome email that gets triggered when they purchase that as well. And we'll give them access to that or those items, right? Then we have the enrollment automations. So basically, enrollment automation is a unique automation that is designed to trigger based on which purchase, right? On which product they purchased from your offer. So this is just going to be like a one-in-all automation that will include several paths that will change depending on the products that they purchased. But don't worry, it sounds a little bit complicated, but it's not. I will guide you through this in a specific video that will show you everything around the enrollment. All right. But as you can see, it's just one automation, so it's going to save you a lot of time. Now, let's continue with the registration automations. So the registration automations are going to be the automations that will actually trigger the email sequence automations. You're following? So basically, this is when we start actually using like the way GoHighLevel is integrated, right, internally. So basically, when an action happens, we want to have a reaction, right? We want to trigger something else. So basically, this automation will trigger when people opt in, purchase their ticket, purchase their BAP upsell or upgrade afterwards, or purchase the order bump. So these automations will be the ones actually connected to those checkout pages, to those forms. And then these automations right here will trigger these email automations that we have right here that will send them the email or emails and access to their purchase items. All right. Then finally, we have the webinar automations. And in these webinar automations, it's basically going to be like it's separate because it's specific to the webinar strategy that we'll go over in another video. And I will go over this on that video. But basically, we're going to have a webinar countdown sequence in which we're going to send them a series of emails after they opt in, reminding them of the webinar. And then we are going to also have a webinar nurture sequence in which we're going to nurture them for the webinar. Like we're going to, like hype them up around the content of the webinar and why it's important for them. And finally, we have the webinar opt-in welcome email. So this will trigger when they opt in for the webinar, and it will just basically send them a welcome email, congratulating them on enrolling into the webinar and give them all the details around that. All right, and with that, basically those are the workflows. So don't worry about them too much right now. We're going to go in depth and go over all of them in a follow-up video, specific to each kind of automation. So the coaches automations, the email sequence automation, enrollment, registration, and webinar. Okay. Now let's go to the next stage. Let's go into the pipeline. All right. So this is a really fun part. So basically the pipeline. The pipeline is, it's going to be the journey of your prospect, right? As soon as they registered, all the way to the enrollment. Okay. So the way the pipeline works is that we have a Kanban view here. Okay. So let's add an opportunity. Let's add myself. So let's add myself here. Then call it Diego, and we hit create. Okay, so looks like I need to create a contact first. So actually, this is a good segue to this part. So this is the contact view, and this is a list that will show you all your contacts inside GoHighLevel. This is like the CRM part of it. So usually you will import contacts from a CSV list, or integrate another service in order to bring contacts here. Or also you will start getting populated here from the people who opt in to your funnel. Okay, but in here, well, in order to show you, I need to add just myself here. So you can add contacts, like one by one, but 99% of the time you will not need to do that. All right, so let's just add myself here. Right, contact type, it's lead. We can leave that in blank. Let's just hit save. All right, so this will bring you right away into the contact profile window. So in this window right here, you have three sections. So you have the left side right here, center, and the right side. So in the left side, we are going to have all the contact details. Okay, you're going to have the first name, last name, email, phone number, time zone, contact source, access, and so on. And you're going to see a lot of fields here. Some of these some of these fields are there by default. For example, the contact name, email, and phone number, But some of these fields are actually custom fields that we created for you in order to make your life easier, tracking data points about your leads. So, for example, if they are already a current client, which they have attended, the enrollment status, cash collected, contract value, the front-end revenue, and so on. And we have, if you notice, we have like these folders, let's say, and in these folders we have like specific data points, right, related to the contact, right? Then we have actions, and we have tags. I will go over that later. We have automations. So this will show you their active and past automations, and will actually allow you to add them to an automation manually, right? So for example, let's say that somebody registered and they use another email, but they got mistaken right, in their email, and they put it wrong. So they didn't get, for example, their bomb welcome email because they put the wrong email. So what you can do here is, for example, is that you can manually go here, look them up, and go into their profile and basically add them to that automation so that they will get that email, right? And then on opportunities, basically this will show you if they're already in the pipeline, right? And in offer, GoHighLevel also has this memberships area in which you can do a course, for example, like Kajabi, right? That you can do like several segments, include, like classrooms and stuff like that. And you can enroll them. You can see which offers they are subscribed to and also assign them or remove their access to offers here using the memberships tab. But we'll go over that in another video. And then we have the D&D. So D&D is an acronym for Do Not Disturb. And basically D&D allows you to select D&D for all channels. So they will not get any emails, texts, or calls. Or you can just select D&D status, by themselves. So for example, let's say that this person requested to not be contacted anymore by email. You can just check that box yourself. If the person did that, selecting the unsubscribe button in an email, when you come to the profile, this will be already on by default, if they did it, right? And you can actually remove that D&D status yourself for email. For phone number, it's more delicate. You can yourself D&D them for text messages, and you can remove them if you do that yourself. But if they reply stop to a text message, you will not be able to remove their D&D status. You will not be able to send them any more text messages because of regulatory reasons. Same as calls and voicemails. And as you can see, whenever I click those buttons, a notification pop up here. So this is the next part. This is the conversations tab and also like notification window of the contact. So basically you can do two things here. You can reach out to them, okay, manually, sending them an email or a SMS. Usually a sales coach or a call center will be in charge of reaching out to people, like a BA will be in charge of reaching out manually to people in order to, let's say somebody has a request, they want a refund, they have questions. If they text or email any of your support, email or phone numbers, that will show up here. And then somebody should be able to come here and reply to them. And you will be able to see this activity, right? You will be able to see if they activated or deactivated D&D, if they enroll into an offer, and so on, okay? And now we have the right side in which we have activity. So basically this will show all the websites inside your GoHighLevel account that they have visited. So for example, if they have visited the funnel, it will show that they visited the lead page, and then the order page, and then the confirmation page, and so on. And it will actually show you the attribution as well. So for example, if they came from Facebook, it will show session source Facebook or paid ads. Then we have tasks. In here, you can add tasks to people. So for example, another team member, you can, for example, let's say that this person needs to be reached out in 2 weeks because they want to perform a payment. So you can just add a task for that for the billing department. Then we have notes, basically just a quick note about the contact. So you can just do this and save that. And that will show the note, the date, and who did that note. So if we have several team members working in one lead, you should be able to see all the notes by the different team members. Then we have appointments. So basically, this will allow you to book appointments with them. We'll go over this in another video. We have documents. You can attach documents to your profile. So, for example, a contract in a PDF format or something like that. You can add them here. And then payments. You can see all the transactions that they have performed, their current subscriptions, like a payment plan of sorts, for example, or the invoices. You can send invoices here in GoHighLevel, and you will be able to see if those invoices have been paid or not, their current status, and so on. And you can also perform actions here, like add a credit card on file or charge them manually as well. So you just set the amount, set the description, and select the credit card on file. But in order to do that, you need to integrate a payment gateway, and we will go over that in another video, right? So I got a little bit ahead of myself here, but I wanted to show you here all the basic things to know around the contact window. Also, here we have company, but don't worry about this because I have never used this before. It's just basically the important here is the contact section. All right. Now that a contact exists in here for me, let's go back to opportunities. Okay. Now, in opportunities, we're going to click here on add opportunity. I'm going to select myself here. Automatically, it's going to fill the opportunity name with my name or the contact name in this case. But you can actually put whatever you want here. So yeah, just review all the information here, right? You can set the status, open, lost, won, or abandoned, the opportunity value, the owner. So if you have several users, you can assign this lead to a person and add followers. So for example, let's say that the coach is the owner, but you can put yourself as a follower. So for example, if that person texts the support number, both of you will get a notification. You can also add more details about the contact. For example, their business name, the source. You can also add tags, right? I will go over them in just a bit. And then also, this is a custom field that we added. So if they have any questions for the team inside their previous assessment, that will pop up here. Okay. Most of the time, as well as contacts, you will probably not be creating opportunities manually because they will be created automatically with the automations that I already have set in place. Okay, but if you need to add someone manually, this is the way to do it. So now let's hit create, and that will create the contact. As you can see, it will show who created it, date and time, and also a ID, all right, specific to that contact. Now, contacts will automatically drop in the first stage of the automation, of the pipeline. But depending, for example, if they are created via an automation, that automation you can actually set them up so they are automatically put. Let's say they are dropped here when they book a call. Well, automatically will be dropped in this stage. Or let's say that is when they apply. Well, they're automatically dropped in this stage from the get-go. But usually, most of the time, all of them will be created first here when they register. And then what the automations will do is that it will automatically move them around here. But you can also move them manually, as you can see. You can just drag them and drop them throughout the whole pipeline, okay? And so on until they get all the way through, right? There's certain advanced functions here, and that we'll go over in another video. For example, all of these buttons right here, right? As you can see, these items are similar to the ones that we already went through on the contact window. So yeah, this is going to be really exciting, but we're going to go over that in another one, okay? Let's continue. So now we have the calendars. Okay. So now in calendars, basically this is what I was talking about, the appointments. So basically the appointments are, if you're already familiarized with Calendly, basically appointments are the call bookings. Okay. So in this section right here, you should be able to see the calendar for your team members or yourself, and also the current appointments that have been booked. And you can manually book new appointments by selecting one of your calendars and then selecting the contact that you want to book a call with. Okay, so for example, let's say that you have a hot prospect and that prospect reached out and said that they want to book a call at 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Then you just go in here, right? Look for a contact, select him or her, and then just fill the details and then book the appointment, and then we'll book a call. But usually these contacts will book the call themselves with these calendars right here. So we have two calendars here. We have a round robin, right, that all your coaches will use. So let's say you have 5 coaches. This will divide all call bookings between them, all right, like a cake. Then we have, all of them will have a fair share of all the people coming in, all right? And then we have the follow-up call that if people attend their first call, this one, then they will, the strategy is that after they have their first call, then they book a follow-up call with their coach. Their coach just sends them this link, and they will be able to book a call with their individual coach. Yeah, basically these are the calendars. Okay. Now we have workflows, so we already went over that in this template section, and also the email sequences. I also went over that. All right. So finally, let's go over on editing and creating the custom values. So let's go over the custom values, right? So how do we see the custom values? In order to see custom values, just go here into settings. Okay. Sorry, I click here, but you usually see your business profile here. When you go into settings, you will see your business profile settings. If you are the admin, you should be able to change a lot of this stuff. Okay, so let's go into custom fields right here. Okay, perfect. Sorry, we're going to see the custom values. So, well, just real quick, custom fields are those fields that I was talking about, that we have added some custom fields into the contact card in order to provide more data. So we will go over this in another video. But for now, let's go to the custom value. So what are custom values? Basically, custom values are values that you can integrate with these codes or keys, as they are called here. And basically, this will allow you to have certain values already in place that you can modify in just one place, and it will change them everywhere else. So this is really useful, for example, for your event sales page. Let's say that you do several events and use the same sales page. So instead of going to each page and updating the time, right? So for example, let's say that your event is going to be on the 15th of September, and then your next event is going to be on October 30th. Instead of needing to go through each page and updating the date to October, you just update it here once, and that will update the date everywhere else. So for example, let's say October 30th, 2024. All right. And when you do that, that should update the value everywhere else. So as you can see, all of these values are blank right now. All right. So you just need to go in here and fill them. So for example, your company name, let's call this test LLC. All right. And now, let's go to this page. If I update this, you should be able to see the values. There you go. So for example, here you see, right? Sorry, the test LLC. If we go here, you can see that the value does not exist because it was empty. But if I update this, boom, there you go. So basically, that is going to be how this works, okay? So let's add, oh well, so this was event date and time. So let's say 8 a.m. EST. Then on this one, we actually do October 30th to November 2nd. And if we go here and update this, there you go. That drops the new value. So as you can see, everywhere where the value is put, it will update it automatically. And you will be able to update these values in the funnel editor. And the neat part is that if the values are empty, it will not show anything. It will only show values if they have data in them. So it's really neat, and this will save you a lot of time. All right? All right, so let's go to, okay, tag glossary. Perfect. So now, last part, tags. So, to tags that I have told you, we're going to go through that later. So basically, tags are going to be the way for you to follow the journey of your prospect inside your GoHighLevel account. These tags will basically let you know what actions they have taken, what they have purchased, basically every data point that you want to tie to that person, So as it says here, tags, like you're going to tag them a lot, all right? So this is just the structure that we have set up. We have 1.0, and then we have the action, okay? So what does 1.0 means? So basically the way this is set up is in order to help you rinse and repeat events, right? So as I just showed you with the custom values, they will allow you to repeat events really easily. And the tags is the same thing. It's just a matter of duplicating all of these tags and just changing the number from 1.0 to 2.0, okay? And then 3.0 and so on. It doesn't actually need to be 0.0. You can actually just do 1, 2, and 3, and so on, or just put any other indicator. But this is basically the template, that you will need to follow in order to be more organized around these data points. And that will allow you to differentiate if, for example, let's say 1.0 lead. This one is assigned to people when they opt in for the event, right? And just that. So let's say they go through the two-step order form. They just put their contact details. Well, a contact will get created and it will get this tag right here. And by just having this tag, that will actually trigger the 𝐻 sequence for the registration. And because they will only have this tag, that sequence will continue until they get the other tag that is 1.0 registered, that is right here. So if they only have this tag, they will get the 𝐻 sequence emails. But if they have also this tag, then those emails will not go out. So you can play around with the logic of this in order to create all of these automations that I already went over earlier in this video. So yeah, that basically is the power of these tags. It not only keeps you information about your contacts, it will also allow you to trigger automations and actions inside GoHighLevel in order to give them access or restrict access to certain things. All right. So as you can see, we have a lot of tags here. We have 18, and these are basically the bare bones that you need in order to run an event. I recommend that any data point that you want to track, just create a tag for that. It's really simple. You can actually just go in here into settings and tags and then create a new tag. Or you can also go into the actual contact. So for example, let's say you are looking at me, and then let's say you want to add a tag that I purchased the extra VIP special. So for example, you can do stuff like this. You can do 1.0, right? That will bring all the tags that match the search. But then as soon as you start typing something that doesn't exist yet, or actually just here, as you can see, it's a plus icon. Let's do so super special offer. That tag doesn't exist, right? But you want to track that. So you just hit here on the plus icon, and that will automatically create and assign the tag to that person. All right. If you click on this X button, that will remove it. So now if I look it up again, you can see that it will show up on the search. Okay. So it's really easy to assign tags just like that. And if you go here to the tag tab, and I do super special, you will see that the tag shows up. And another thing that you can do is that you can actually delete tags here or edit them. So for example, let's say that there's a typo here, or you want to change something. So let's call it, instead of super special offer, SSO. And then we'll update that tag. And every contact who has it, now it's not going to be a super special offer, it's going to be SSO, right? So yeah, so it's really useful. And that will automatically update in all the automations. It's just going to change its name. You will not need to create a new tag for that. It will automatically update everywhere. All right. You can also do bulk actions here. You can delete tags if you need to. And yeah, basically, these are the tags that you will be using, except the SSO. This was just for demonstration purposes. So let's actually delete this one. So yeah, as you can see, we have assessment complete, custom checkout, deposit, first call put, free restaurant, lead, order bump, pay in full, payment plan, post deposit form, post different survey, registration, second call book, training exclusion, upsell VIP webinar, and then unsubscribe. So as you can see, there's a lot. There's a lot. But don't worry, we created a glossary that will have the explanation to each tag, for each tag, and that you will have more clarity on what each tag means. Okay, and we will link that document into your resources. It's just going to be a Google Doc. Okay, so okay, we already have been here for an hour, and I barely just scratched the surface of GoHighLevel. So for example, another thing is that this conversation tab right here, you can actually have just a conversation section that is just right here, and that will show you all the conversations in GoHighLevel for everyone that has replied to an email, sending text, everything, but for all contacts. So instead of checking, each contact one by one, that it will show lists here, real long list. It will only show you the people who have actually being in communication, you can see the unread tab for all your unread messages, the recent messages, start, you can start messages, and all. And you can do a lot of filters here, and there will be more options here once you start getting people in conversation. So we will go over this in another video. And you will also have weekly trainings with me. So if you have any questions, you can ask me there. And also I will do exercises showing you how to do certain things in GoHighLevel as well. Okay? Because there's a lot of things to discover here. And believe me, it's going to be really awesome once you get like more expertise using GoHighLevel. At first, can be overwhelming, but once you know how to move around and set everything up and use it, everything is going to be so much easier, and everything will make so much sense.